Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for volunteering your services for this weekend, and thank you for watching this training video to familiarize yourself with what's going on. We've done the Maplewood Fair for a few years now. We set up a booth there, and we make it our aim to get to know the community of Maplewood a little better by handing out animal crackers, water, information about the church and whatnot. And this year we're going to be handing out animal crackers again, and we'll also be doing the cakewalk, which I'll explain in a moment. So thank you for your service. It's truly to the kingdom of God, and it's a blessing to the church and to many others this weekend, I'm sure. First, I want to talk about greeting others. When you are standing at the booth as a greeter, the main objective is to simply make people aware of us as a church, that we're there in Maplewood, and to show the love of Christ by giving out some animal crackers and by giving out some cakes as a prize for the cakewalk. The aim is not to proselytize, evangelize at that point. It's simply to show love to others. So I want to encourage you to remember as you interact to simply step out from the booth. The walkway that people will go by is a little bit removed from the actual booth where we're at. So you're going to have to step out at times, and actually most of the time you need to step out and look for the kids that walk by and offer them bags of animal crackers and give them to the people, and also some handouts, which I'm going to explain in a moment. But as you do that, for some of you it's going to be very uncomfortable, and really for all of us, even those of us who are more outgoing, it's an uncomfortable thing most of the time, because it's strangers, it's people we don't know. But I want to encourage you to remember two verses to keep in your heart as you do that. To have no fear, for the Lord is with you. And also a verse from the psalmist, the Lord is on my side, whom shall I fear? And just say those verses to yourself, remind yourself as you introduce yourself to others and as you interact, so that you remember and know that your dependency is on the Lord and your strength is from Him. It's not in you. So as you introduce yourself to people and offer them animal crackers and the handouts, even I'd like you to go so far as to ask if they're looking for a church in the area. Again, our aim is not to proselytize or evangelize, but we do want to offer people the option of knowing that we're there as a church. And as I was talking with Mark about this today, he said people are aware that when you have a booth there, they are aware that you're there for a reason. People are going to expect that sort of question. And it's an invitation. It's an invitation to say, if you're looking for a church, we're here. And as the Lord leads, even consider asking, do you need help, or do you need prayer in some way? You're not necessarily going to be able to do that with everybody, and that's obviously going to be difficult with a lot as they just kind of pass on by. But as the Spirit leads, consider what you should be saying to each individual. Just pay attention to who you're talking to and what kind of eye contact you get, what kind of body language they're indicating, whether they're going to stand there for a second or whether they want to keep moving. And just show them love by being considerate towards what their goals are as they walk by the booth. You can even offer we're going to have a clipboard sitting on the table. And let me just describe the booth to you for a second. The booth will have a sign that says Crossroads in the back, and then we'll have a table set up with some material, some handouts, and we'll have a clipboard that has a sheet that people can record their names and their email addresses on. So if you're talking to somebody and you have a chance, you get to the point where they can get their email address from them, do that and offer to add it to the Crossroads mailing list so they can get updates on the church, or even get their phone number for them. If they need help, if they do say they need assistance with something, there are some servant ministry team cards, business cards, that will be sitting there, and you can give one of those to them. Or you can get their phone number and tell them that someone from the servant ministry team will contact them and make sure to get that information to me. That would be great. So those are a number of ways that you can get in touch with people, or allow them opportunity to get further in touch with us. Now, the handouts that you're going to have along with the animal crackers are two. You'll see them here. There are two sheets. One is describing the events that are coming up at Crossroads, some picnics, soccer camp, and music camp. And then you also want to give a handout describing the cakewalk, the times that the cakewalk will be taking place at any rate. So give both of those to them. Both of those will be available to you at the table. Now, moving on to instructions for the cakewalk. What is a cakewalk? Well, I've got a definition here, and this is pulled from UrbanDictionary.com. It's a traditional game played mostly in the southern U.S. at fairs and church socials. There are numbers in a circle on the floor, and contestants walk along the numbers until the music stops playing. At that time, a number is drawn, and the person standing in that number wins a cake, and the game's over. So we're going to have a circle set up, hopefully with some tape, either right inside the booth, particularly in case it's raining on Friday night, or right outside the booth. And you'll have people line up and get in the number, and then we'll have a boombox there where you can start the music, just turn the radio on, and then have them walk, and then after 15 seconds or so, stop the music, pull a number out of a bag that'll be there with a bunch of numbers in it, 1 through 10, and whoever's standing on the number that you draw gets the cake. Now, if they're ready to leave the fair at that point, they can take the cake, or if they want to take the cake with them and eat it right then, that's fine. But I offer to allow them to leave the cake there and come and pick it up later, after right before they're ready to leave home. There's going to be coolers there with the cakes in them stored inside, so they can just leave it right there and come back and pick it up later. Just make sure to get their name, so that if you are not there when they come back, whoever is at the booth will know this is the person that won the cake walk before. How do you know if you're doing a cakewalk? It's if you receive, on the sign up on the list of names that I sent to you, there's if the hour is boldened, that means it's a cakewalk time. So the hours are 6, 7, 8, and 9. 6, 7, 8, and 9 o'clock on Friday and Saturday night, and it'll be done at the top of the hour on those hours. And so you and whoever's at the booth will be responsible to conduct the cakewalk at that time, if you have been slated for that. So it's basically like musical chairs, just standing up. And one thing to keep in mind, if people don't come, if not enough people come, if you don't have 10 people, gather the people that did come for the cakewalk, and tell them to wait a moment, and then try to gather some more people that are walking by. We assigned it at 6, 7, 8, and 9 because those are some of the busier times during the evenings. So hopefully there will be a lot of people around, and you can just grab some people and say, hey, do you want to play a game and try to win a free cake? And try to get as many people as possible to play. And then if worse comes to worse, you have responsibility for a cakewalk at a time when no one comes to play the game and you're not able to gather a lot of people. Just make sure that at some point you give away a cake somehow. I'll leave that up to you. Maybe you gather a few people and draw a number, and whoever's closest to guessing the number between 1 and 10, or maybe it's just giving it to a family. Whatever you deem best. We just don't want to be left with 8 cakes at the end of the weekend and nothing to do with them. I'm sure we can have a cake fight or something like that, but that's not the point. So those are the basics. I don't think I've forgotten anything major. Feel free to email me at matt@sealback.com or call me. My number's in the church directory if you have any questions before this weekend, and I'd be glad to try to help out and answer them. Again, thanks for your service. This is service to the kingdom. It's not just for Crossroads. It's not just for the servant ministry team, and it's not just for Maplewood. It's something in service to the kingdom as we seek to love others and to create a venue and try to find ways to make the community aware of who we are and that we're there for them. It's a way of showing Christ's love to them. So thank you for your service. Again, feel free to contact me if you have any questions.